Kia ora everyone, I'm Vanitha Govini. I'm a mathematics facilitator, and I'm also a learning with digital technologies facilitator along with Anthony. I work for Cognition Education and also Tito Tupu. And the presentation today, the focus is about scaffolding maths learning for English language learners. I noticed that the English language learners, a lot of English language learners are misdiagnosed, and just like what Anthony was saying, because of the assessments that are not culturally responsive. In some cases, the GLAS were actually done in English, where the students didn't understand, and so the teachers were not able to identify the mathematical understanding of the students. Due to the language ability in English. So that was one of the key reasons why I started thinking about how can I support our students in terms of proper diagnosing where they are, and also providing them with lots of opportunities for output, because they're doing a lot of listening but not really getting lots of opportunities for output. So research shows that by developing communities of learners through problem-solving approach with real-life context promotes mathematical discourse, which in fact accelerates learning in mathematics. And of course the teachers will need to know their learners in order to provide those contexts that are appropriate and based on their background and the prior knowledge and the interests of the students. So here are just some examples of those real-life contexts. The communities of learners could look like sort of think, pair, share, so between two people, or thinking groups of 3 or 4, so the communication is not sort of not just between the teacher and the students, but I think it's multi-communication, multi-dimensional communication. And especially with the think, pair, share, we miss out on the think part a lot, and so the teachers have been actually giving more time for students to think of their own strategy, and also to practice their explanation and then share with a partner. And if and other alternatives for sharing, if the student is not able to share, or if finding it hard to share, then they could write or draw their thinking, or also show their thinking using materials. And they could also use their first language to share their thinking as well. So let me just move on to the next one. We've been using speaking frames a lot in our maths classrooms, which has actually helped a lot of our students. I've used personally right from year 1s to year 8 students, and it's usually the beginning, and once we get started, then they're fine. So especially the I agree and I disagree, that's something that we've been using a lot. And it's beneficial for students to listen to their own thinking and practice their thinking. So EduCreations and Show Me, these are the 2 apps that I've found quite useful for recording students' thinking and sharing with parents as well. And brainstorming questions with the students, or giving those question frames for students actually helps them to ask questions for clarification and also making connections. And here are some examples of these questions which you could use later on as well. Talk moves by Suzanne Chapin from Boston University. These are the 5 talk moves: revoicing, repetition, eliciting, add-on, and wait time. We've been using this quite a lot to promote academically productive talk and maths classrooms. And if you want to know more about this, I've got a link in the last slide as well, so feel free to go through that. Obviously using concrete material and then using abstract, so that helps to develop conceptual thinking in our students. And the impact on the teaching and the learning process is the teachers are anticipating students' responses even before they provide a problem to students, and they are explicitly planning for maths language development. So they're actually having maths content goals and also maths language goals as well. So that helps quite a lot. And the impact on students, students are willing to share their thinking with peers, they're listening, they're actually not just answering the teacher, but they're actually working together collaboratively, and they're taking risks as well. And research proves that promoting mathematical discourse in the classroom actually accelerates learning in mathematics and also literacy as well. And that research was done by Bobby Hunter from Massey University, especially on our Pacifica students. The messages that I want to give to you all is that use word problems. I know it's easier for students to use number sentences, but the word problems are the ones that are really going to help promote the language and their learning as well. And talk less and listen more, which is quite hard. and the last part is developing the communities of learners. And here are some links that you could go in and explore. There's some on NZ Maths. There's also ESOL Online, which you'll be living and breathing ESOL Online. So there's lots of ideas within that as well. So that's me. Thank you for listening.